In the age of Apple Silicon, what can you actually do with an old Intel Mac? Too new to be retro, yet too old to be useful, or is it? Today we're installing one of my favorite lightweight Linux distros on my beloved 11-inch Intel Macbook Air, so stay tuned. And if you enjoy taking old computers and modern Linux, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. This is my beloved 11-inch MacBook Air 5,1. It came out back in 2012, and it was pretty limited even when it was new. This thing has a dual-core Ivy Bridge Core i5 mobile, and it came with as little as 64 gigs of storage. Plus, it has the infamous 4 gigs of RAM soldered to the motherboard. And today, nobody wants these things. I think I got this one off Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. But I love this thing. I love the form factor. I love the 11-inch display. I love that it's all aluminum and really durable. And it's not worth anything, which means if I break it or lose it, it's not a huge deal. It's the perfect travel computer. And as such, we've replaced the battery in this thing and upgraded the SSD. And I've been running full-fat Ubuntu Linux on it, which unfortunately has borked itself somehow. But that's okay because I don't think Ubuntu is right with such limited resources, so we're going to install my new favorite Linux distro, MX Linux. We've installed it on as old as a Pentium 3, and I think it's perfect to bring old Macs like this back to useful life. Okay, instead of just yammering on about why I love MX Linux so much, let me show you. We will boot up the installer, which also contains a live environment. Hold down Option to get into a boot menu, and we'll choose EFI boot right here. Yep. Choose the first option, and let's boot into the full MX Linux environment. Now, we're usually running MX Linux on ridiculously old computers, like trying to run Zoom on a Pentium 4, and we even got it booting on a Pentium 3. That was using the Fluxbox environment, but on this MacBook Air, we're going to use the full flagship MX Linux experience, which includes the XFCE desktop environment. And wow, that booted incredibly fast, given that it's booting from USB 2.0. Let's see what works here. Volume keys, they sure do. And brightness control works. Oh yeah, look at that. Battery works, showing 99% remaining. All right, let's just go for a full install on here. MX Linux and Antix Linux have incredibly easy installs. We'll just say regular install whole disk. Yeah, format the whole thing. And look, it's installing right now as it's asking us to pick the name of our computer. Call it MB Air. Incredibly secure password, and definitely not just the word action in lowercase. That would be very insecure. And after just several minutes, the installer is complete. Let's reboot and see how this thing runs. Right after this quick word about today's sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is a one-stop solution for all of your PCB assembly and fabrication needs. Do you need to prototype something, build a run of a project? I bet PCBWay can handle the whole thing the whole way through. PCB prototyping starts at just $5 for 10 pieces, with as little as a 24-hour turnaround. And boy, do they offer a lot of different options. Flex PCB, Rigid Flex, HDI PCBs, absolutely every solder mask color that you can think of. And they offer PCB assembly, and that starts at just $29 for 1 to 20 pieces. Many of the projects that supercharge our vintage machines with modern components just wouldn't be possible without the kinds of services that PCBWay offers. So if you have any PCB or prototyping needs, I hope you'll give PCBWay.com a try. All right, so far so good. It booted up into the grub menu and now is booting into Linux automatically. Yeah, wow, that boots incredibly fast. Goodness gracious. And look at that, we are into the desktop already. Yeah, Wi-Fi works, Bluetooth works. Look at that. Obligatory fast fetch screenshot showing that we are running Debian GNU Linux Bookworm 12.10 with Linux kernel 6.1. That's right, MX Linux and its sibling Antix are based off of Debian, and you can install a lot of Debian and even Ubuntu packages on here without any issue, which is incredibly convenient. And it's one of the things that makes MX Linux so well suited for, well, just about anything and anyone. It has the just works capabilities of Ubuntu and Debian, while at the same time being incredibly lightweight, especially if you choose the Fluxbox variant. Being that this is based on Debian, we have sudo apt update. We can upgrade our system. There we go, fully up to date. We of course have modern Firefox as our default web browser, which will do things like run modern web apps and play YouTube videos without any issue. Yeah, full screen HD video in Firefox, absolutely not an issue. Speaking of YouTube, check out this ridiculous computer that my friend Dan from the Canadian Computer Collector built. It's an entire freaking castle with a computer in it. And he brought the thing to VCF Midwest, where I saw it in person. Look at that thing. All right, let's try installing Minecraft. We should be able to just install the debian/ubuntu.deb file, because again, we are basically running Debian. Literally not 1 ounce of fuss. I think MX Linux is a better Ubuntu than Ubuntu. And yeah, check that out. No problem at all running the latest build of Minecraft installed from the Ubuntu Debian package. Using this lightweight distro gives us so much headroom for activities, because we're not using up all our system resources just to run a bloated desktop environment. All right, well, how about installing Steam? Steam makes a version for Ubuntu. We can download the deb file and see if this just installs. And look at that, not a single issue. Steam starts right up. I mean, I've had more trouble installing stuff on Windows 10 than this. Yeah, just like that, I am into Steam. And Steam is incredibly good on Linux, by the way, especially with the Proton environment, which lets you run Windows games on Linux. So let's see, Vampire Survivors. This has a Linux version we can just install, of course. But what about something like Atomfall? If we go into compatibility here, we can use Steam Play. We'll choose Proton. And now we can just install it as if we were running Windows. Look at that. Whether it will be playable on this low-powered machine, I guess we'll find out. Well, we're processing Vulkan shaders, so that's a good sign. Nope, it is not happy. Well, Vampire Survivors, of course, works well. This game can run on probably a potato. Pretty nice nonetheless. But we don't need to run games locally to have a good time. In fact, right now I'm using Steam in-home streaming to stream Atomfall to the MacBook Air, which I think is a pretty cool use case for, well, very low-spec machines. Because look, this is totally playable. I can stream games from my modern gaming PC in the basement up to my Linux MacBook Air that I can play from the couch. Of course, right now I'm streaming from my Stream Deck, just for example's sake, which is kind of ridiculous. Anyway, Steam on Linux. It's awesome. And check this out. No, I'm not installing macOS Ventura over Linux. I'm installing it within Linux, using QEMU and KVM and a script called OS10KVM that I will link to below. It's a project on GitHub and it is quite cool. But we can run modern macOS within Linux and it runs relatively well. So yeah, MX Linux. It's pretty freaking awesome. And I kind of felt bad that we're always installing it on comically old computers like a Pentium 3 or trying to run Zoom on a Pentium 4, but I've never installed it on the sweet spot of hardware that it supports. It really turns a decade or so old Intel Mac or an old PC into an enjoyable modern machine that can do, well, most modern stuff. The point is, you can have a lot of fun with old hardware and get a lot of use out of it. So if you've been on the fence about trying Linux and you have an old computer lying around, why not give MX Linux a shot? In any event, that'll do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more stuff like this, please subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.